All right, so hi everyone, it's Steve Wheeler and welcome to our webinar. Today I'd like to talk about decisions that we all make. And of course, I think with trading, probably most of you are here to see our charts and indicators. Really, I like to think of them as a decision support system. Decision support system. So we know that the outcome of your trading really has to do with the quality of your decisions. And really, when you get down to it, the quality of your decisions will dictate the quality of your life. All right, so here at Navitrader, we take this very seriously. We have developed these charts over many years. Now, some things, fundamental things about trading I'd like to talk about today. Contrary to what some people might tell you, when we get into a trade, obviously, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. All right, so since we don't know what's going to happen, a good way to trade is to actually enter a trade with a small position, and then scale in and out of your position. Now, one of the great things that just happened recently is the micro futures contracts. The micro futures contracts give you a lot more flexibility in terms of what you can do in terms of scaling in and out of positions. Now, I know a lot of people that start trading start with a fairly small account. I'm not saying everybody does that. But if you're starting with a small account, I do recommend starting in simulation mode. But when you move to live mode, what I'd recommend is actually start trading the micro futures. If you haven't tried them, I strongly recommend that you try them. All right, so micro futures. Now, what's different about the micro futures? They have 1/10 the risk of the regular E-mini contract or the NQ or the YM or the Russell. All right, so since you have 1/10 the risk, you will more than likely trade better with them. My opinion on trading is if you are nervous about your trading, you are probably over leveraged. Okay, so if you're nervous, if you find yourself having difficulty pulling the trigger on a trade, or you're nervous in general about your trading, I would say you're over leveraged. Now, if you are trading a small account and you're still trading the E-mini or the NQ, more than likely you are over leveraged getting into a position. All right, so some things you can do with the micro futures contracts. You can, let's say you've got a good valid trade setup. You can enter the trade with one contract, providing you still have a valid trade setup. You can continue to enter the trade in that direction. So scaling, adding to your position. Now, when you enter a trade, what your objective is really is the best average price. You want the best average price. So how many people have gotten into a trade to see the trade immediately go against them? If you've traded at all, you've had that happen. Now, a lot of times when a trade goes against you, it doesn't mean that it's moving in the wrong direction. It just means it jiggled a little bit in the wrong direction. Providing you still have a valid trade setup, you can add to your position. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been trading for over 30 years. I've traded stocks, I've traded options, I've traded futures a lot. And one of the things I like about futures, or actually everything I like about futures, is that it's a thing that you can do, that you can make money in both directions. Okay, so this morning I've had both long and short trades in my live account, and overall I've made money in both directions. Okay, so one of the things I urge everyone to do is to, as best you can, get rid of your long or short bias, take trades in both directions, learn to trust the signals, take the trades, and trade a proven method. Futures trading, one of the things I advocate is that you have a system and you follow the system. And I'm going to show you an example of a system right now for entering a trade. Okay, so bottom chart, we've got one of our Navi Renko charts. You can see we had a buy signal at 30.11. The same chart on the top is a volume chart, and these are the same time sequence. All right, so we had the buy signal on the E-mini Renko chart. You can see that typically these markets will move in a little bit of a pullback fashion. So we had that buy signal, we pulled back to that signal line. Now the signal line is our own proprietary Navitrader signal line that we developed over a period of many years. All right, so a technique for getting into a trade is wait for the signal, wait for the pullback near the signal line, and then enter the trade in the direction of the signal line color, which is green in this example. The reason for the pullback is because you can use tighter stops. A question I get all the time is, how tight are your stops? Well, how tight your stops are really depending on how you're entering your trades. If you're entering on a pullback, you're going to be tending to use tighter stops. If you're not entering on pullbacks, then you're going to use wider stops. All right, so I do welcome questions in the room. I see a question from Mark B. What does Renko mean? All right, so Renko is a type of range chart. All right, so Renko is a type of range chart. In other words, a range chart, each price bar has to move a certain amount price-wise before you're going to get a new bar. All right, so Renko is a form of a range chart. Now, these Renko charts are Navi Renko charts. They are our own proprietary charts. We have our own algorithms that determine what these bars look like. Now, algorithm is just a mathematical formula. However, successful trading really depends on getting the math correct. So that's why we like to use the Renko charts. And what we've developed here at NaviTrader are charts that give you the price bar color and also signal line color. Okay, so you can see on this, I'll give you an example. On the top chart, that's a volume chart on the E-mini. And you can see when the signal line is green, you want to be long. Again, if you want to look for the pullback type entries, wait for a pullback near that signal line. All right, so as I said, this is a decision support system, and the quality of your trading, the outcome of your trading is going to depend on the quality of your decisions in terms of entering and exiting trades. Okay, so that is that. Now, here at NaviTrader, we offer these charts on a multi-year subscription type basis. If you're interested, you can send an email to support@navitrader.com, or you can call our 800 number anytime you want to. We do provide unlimited support here at NaviTrader, and we sincerely want everyone to be successful in their trading. So instead of just offering this decision support system, I run a real-time room every day, Monday through Friday, except for holidays, naturally, from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock Eastern. And in that room, we do training, we answer questions. Whenever we get a question, we repeat the question and answer so that everyone can benefit from that. So we get a lot of good Q&A in the room. I've been running this room for well over 10 years. We've got people in the room that have been in the room for that entire length of time. So I think we must be doing something right, or we wouldn't have customers that have been there that long. All right, so one of our goals here at NaviTrader is to help you accelerate your progress. Okay, with trading, if you trade for the next 20 or 30 years, you'll probably figure this out on your own. But unfortunately, what happens is most people don't have the time or the capital to do that. All right, so here at NaviTrader, our sincere goal is to help accelerate your curve in terms of becoming successful, profitable in trading. So that's really what it gets down to. We try to shorten that distance it takes you to get from unprofitable to profitable. Now, are you going to become immediately hugely successful? Probably not. You may have to come into our room for several weeks or several months or longer, and you will gradually improve. One of the things that you want to do with your trading is you want to minimize your mistakes. Okay, so all of us occasionally, some people more than occasionally, are going to make a mistake in their trading. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making is being over-leveraged. Another big mistake I see is people that just don't have a system, or if they have one, they're not following it, or they may think they have a system, but they haven't really tested it adequately. All right, so there's really a few components to trading that you need to do. One is have a system, test the system. Number 3, follow the system. If you do that, and I emphasize the and manage your risk correctly, then you have a pretty strong probability of success. And that's really what we're about here at Navitrator, to help you to accelerate your distance, your time it would take to get to that level. All right, so again, what we're really providing here is a quality decision support system and training on how to use it. Most professions, if you're going to learn any new thing, you're probably not going to take it on by yourself. You're usually better off finding a mentor, somebody that's going to train you, somebody with years of experience that can help you to avoid some of the pitfalls. All right, so what I said before, one of the biggest pitfalls of trading is not having a system. Another big pitfall is being over-leveraged. And here at Navitrator, we'll teach you how to size your positions. And again, with the micro futures contracts, you have a huge advantage being able to use the micro futures contracts in terms of scaling in and out of positions. Let's go back to the live charts. All right, so you can see on this last sell signal on the NASDAQ, we moved down. You can see we turned back to green. So you want to be short. You can see on this trade, we came up and hit that trailing stop. So if you weren't already out on a target, you'd be out on a trailing stop. Now, some people ask me, should you use the trailing stops or you should use targets? Okay, so let me tell you some things about trading, and this is based on a lot of years of experience, also a lot of testing. If you get out on targets, meaning a fairly short target, you're going to have a higher win rate, but you won't catch the big moves. All right, so it kind of depends on how you want to trade. If you like extremely high probability trades, we do actually teach a strategy here at Navitrator that has about a 70% win rate, but you get out on targets. And we teach you how to set your targets and stops. We also teach strategies that you get out on a trailing stop. On a trailing stop, you're going to catch the big trends, but you'll have a lower win rate. Both these strategies are profitable, just depending on how you want to trade. All right, so that's a little bit about us here at Navitrator. We do these live sessions so that people can come into the room, no cost or obligation, see the charts under real-time market conditions, and evaluate whether or not this might be something that's of value to them. All right, so I can tell you on the E-mini, you can see we moved down on red on this Renko chart. And right now we're back to green on the Renko chart. Okay, so if the Renko chart decides to go lower, it'll turn back to red and it would give us an automated sell signal. But right now it's green. All right, so big turnout here in the room today. As I said before, we do offer these I'm going to refer to it as a decision support system. All right, so we offer this decision support system on a multi-year subscription. We do have several different options in terms of how long you can subscribe to it for. And as I said before, in every case, we do provide training, and that's done in our room. We do also have a number of videos that you can view in case our room time is not convenient for you. We do have customers all over the world. We've got people really in every continent. So, for example, we've got people in Australia that time zone difference is so radical that they will usually just get in and listen to our videos and get started that way. For those people who are interested in getting started with our program, we can send you information on pricing and how to get started. I really want to express my gratitude to everyone joining us today. We have a big turnout here today. Usually we have about 1,200 people registering. All right, so again, our goal here at Navitrator for those people who are our members is to shorten the time that it takes you to get to profitability, hopefully to help you learn how to use these tools. All right, so again, big thank you to everyone for joining us. Everyone have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. If anyone has questions too, don't hesitate to give me a call. We do answer the phone here at Navitrator, unlike some businesses anymore. I don't know why they don't want to answer their phone. So we're happy to answer your questions. Don't feel obligated one way or another. If you call us, we're happy to go over the details of what we offer. All right, so everyone have a great day, and look forward to seeing you next time. Okay, so lower left chart on the NASDAQ, you can see is actually looking like it could move lower. If it did, we would get a new sell signal on NASDAQ. Same thing on the E-mini. All right, so everyone again have a great day, and we'll see you next time. All right.